Hello, and welcome to the first recording session of Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game, in which some potentially victorious vigilantes rise up against some very dastardly deeds. My name is Caleb Wade. I am your MC for this City of Mist game, and unfortunately, our fourth player could not be with us. So the introduction of our telepath, Kate, will just have to wait. As I've said, my name is Caleb Wade. I am joined by three fabulous people. If we'd like to start with introductions, Angela, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela. I will be playing the fantastic Minerva, codename of Plume. I don't know if there's any other major details you'd like me to introduce at this point, other than I use she, her pronouns, the same as Minerva, but if there's anything more, I'd be happy to give them.
I think that works for now. Theta, you next.
Hi, I'm Theta. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing Kanchana Palpaikul. They don't really want to use a, code name, so no code name. And Kanchana uses she, they pronouns.
And last but certainly not least, Ash.
Hi, I am Ash, he, him. I am playing Fern, also he, him. Also, no code name.
Yet.
Maybe.
Mayhaps.
Who knows?
We open on the streets of New Halcyon City. Ironically enough, not with any of your characters. A bus drops off its last patron of the day. A young black teen in all black clothing, a very large hood obscuring most of their features. They look up at the skyscrapers and beautiful buildings of the district of Diamond Hill. And as they do so, their hood falls back a bit, their hair long and black, one very long strand covering their left eye. And as they lose themselves in the glitz and glamour and lights, they then center themselves, remember why they are here, redo their hood, and walk into the shadows of a nearby alleyway. Angela, what is Minerva doing? It's been a few days since you got the news of your mentor's passing. You still have time off for the funeral, and it's around 3 days before.
Around what time of the day is it?
It's about noonish.
I think she is probably going out for a walk on the streets for a little bit, and she is taking her time, not really walking anywhere with a purpose. I think there's a moment where she passes by the same coffee shop with the cute barista who she met before, and there's like a moment of hesitation where she's outside, coming around the corner, seeing I kind of imagine there might have been like glass windows, or at least one spot where you could see into the actual coffee shop, and she's thinking like wanting to try and go in again, but ultimately deciding, like looking in, seeing probably that the barista's there, and then thinking today's not the day as much as she wants it to be, and just
Sure
carrying on.
enough, Allison is there. She actually spots you and gives you a wave.
I think she waves back. I think she smiles and she looks at her and she says, she more mouths like, not today, but she still tries to keep it like, I think she's trying to put up a good front so that she doesn't worry Allison either. I think she's trying to do that for a lot.
Keep it fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like you to roll me a convince.
Oh. Okay.
First roll of the night. Because as you've described it, Minerva's trying. And it's not easy right now. So we'll see how well that goes.
Yeah. I think in light of that, thinking about the kind of powers that are involved, I think desire to protect is present in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious if navigating city bureaucracy, not because of like it explicitly being about bureaucracy, but the kinds of like patience that might inspire would be valid in this case. You're more than happy to say no
I
to that
would
one.
argue that does not apply in this case.
That makes sense. And I think also there is a weakness tag as well of desire to overextend myself. So
Let's.
or do we want to like wait on anything of that sort?
We'll wait on the weakness tags.
Okay, so then I think it is just a convince roll.
With a power of 1.
Yes, so it is
For
convince.
those at home, we are using Roll20. And just as a bit of world building, Minerva is currently in the district of Umbra Plaza, outside of Cohen's Cafe.
So yes, so that is when you use your abilities to talk, threaten, or seduce someone into doing something, roll plus power, and we will see how that turns out. So I have, yes, so I have that to be, let me see if I can get that going. So +1 on convince. Let's see how that turned out.
That is a miss.
No. Oh, that's weird. It didn't count the power.
Oh, it didn't count the power.
That's
Let's
weird.
see. On your sheet, you should plus power. That should have.
How very strange. It just might just be a slight hiccup.
Yeah, that might be. Go ahead and re-roll that. Roll 2d6 like +1.
Okay, I have the +1 added, and then I'll just try doing convince again.
Okay. There it goes.
There we go. It got the
You
exact
have
result I should have had, so that was a 7.
Heck yeah. It is a mild success. I will say you do put on a brave front, but there's something about it that slips. Maybe your eyes are a little watery, or maybe the smile falters just a touch. It seems that Allison does notice, but she just gives you an understanding nod. And that silent, like, it's okay. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I imagine she doesn't fully know why, but there is a glimpse of like something's up, but not saying why. I'm gonna try and respect that.
Mm-hmm. So after you pass by Cohen's, what are you up to today?
I think it's kind of I imagine that Minerva is doing what probably a lot of folks do when they're in grief, which is trying to think back on some positive memories of the people that have passed away. And I think for Minerva, there's kind of a going through different like food haunts of the city. I think she makes just enough to be comfortable, but not like particularly wealthy or anything of that sort. Like she can just splurge every now and then, and she's using like all the extra splurge for the month to just be like, okay, here's an Ethiopian place we went to.
I need this right now.
I need this right now. Like, here's the Ethiopian spot we went to one time. Here's the Mexican food that we had here that was decent. Here's the one hipster-ish kind of like diner spot that we like, but the one out of like 30 we found that are actually worth it because the owners actually know what they're doing.
And with that hipster spot, as you pass by or you go in, if you are up for it, Theta, I'd like a potential flashback between your characters.
Okay.
Let's say the situation is Minerva's come back into town for a moment, and Kanchana, you're still in the middle of, let's see.
High school, probably.
Mm-hmm. You're still in the middle of high school. You are, you've started active patrolling, but it's been a while, and you've been alone, and maybe Minerva back in town's like, let me take you out, kid. Like, let's talk about a few things. So what does that look like as you sit in your booth?
I'm guessing we're probably wearing regular human clothes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kanchana's probably just like very dressed down, her very normal outfit of like jeans, like a graphic t-shirt and like a flannel thrown on top. And it's kind of probably like pickily eating away at, oh no, I want to say like something cloyingly sweet almost for the mealtime it is. It's probably, I imagine, like lunchtime, and she's like fully eating like a cinnamon roll, despite the fact that she should probably eat like a sandwich, which she will eventually. Just right now it's a cinnamon roll. Because cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's just kind of staring at Minerva like,
Get on with it kind of stare.
what are you like? What are we here for? What are we doing? Good to see you, but what is this?
What's the real reason?
Like, we're sitting down having food. This feels weird.
Off.
This just feels weird.
This is what
Why are
everyday
you-
people do. Why are we doing this?
we're not everyday people.
We're not everyday people. I guess this is a question for Angela then. Do you think that Minerva consistently tries to, like, I guess, communicate with Kanchana, despite the fact that she's no longer, like, in town?
I think she's tried probably more to reach out to Kate, with much more mixed success based off of Kate's just general distance from everyone for the past years. I imagine her connection with Kanchana is much more of a, like, probably what my own real life connection with my half-sister is, which is, like, we occasionally message, but it's not anything close, like actual siblings who've lived together very much. It's where, like, if we were actual blood relatives, our connection is the equivalent of, like, friends from college who are meeting up after, like, years of not talking and just being like, hi again. It's more that level of depth, not that same level of emotional valence, but that kind of depth where it's just like, we might have been close at one point, but we don't really know each other.
I will fully say that my sister has, like, fully texted my friends more than she's texted me, which is wild, because we live together.
Wait, she texts your friends?
My friends. I had friends in high school who she texted more than I texted, and more than she texted me, despite the fact that we're 100% sisters, living together at the time, and we have a perfectly fine relationship. We just don't text.
Then let's go with that. Let's go with that kind of connection. I think that's a familiar enough one that works. So I think that's kind of the tone.
It's a very funny vibe at the time. It's like, wait, she's like, oh yeah, Blank said this. I was like, that's my friend.
What?
I see them every day. What? What?
You know what I think it is? I don't think we're left off on necessarily negative terms. It's just always very, like you said, it's kind of awkward where we're like, if either one of us put in more effort, this could probably go a positive relationship. But whether because of life situations or just mutual disinterest, it hasn't really gone in that direction.
I imagine some amount also of, like, I don't necessarily know, like, what we have in common.
That's a good. That I think is perfect.
Because I think we've gone in, like, at this point in her life, Kanchana is definitely, like, planning for college. She's of a very, like, specific, like, this is who I am, this is the sort of person I am, this is the sort of world I inhabit. And I think to some extent it's a bit of a different world than Minerva, despite the fact that I think they have some things, like, they have some great things in common.
They just don't know what they are.
Yeah, so I think it's a lot of to help to bring us back into, like, that scene in the, like, hipster diner. I think while you're, like, having the, like, cinnamon roll that I imagine is, like, a specialty of the spot, she's just sitting down kind of across the table from you with, like, a really nice I'm gonna go with Pacific Northwest vibes here, a really nice fancy slice of quiche that is, like, really worth it. Like
Does
super.
it have spinach?
Yes, it has spinach in it.
I was fully glaring at the quiche then, like, oh no, why does it have spinach?
It's like, oh no! I have one better. It's kale, but it looks so much like. But no! But I think it's funnier if Kanchana thinks it's like spinach to start off, like, the conversation that, like, siblings have, where it's like, it's not spinach, it's kale. Don't you have any other vegetables? She's just, like, looking at you, just like
broccoli sometimes, like roasted broccoli.
daikon, bok choy, beets.
Oh, gross, beets.
What do you have against beets?
They're shit.
They're delicious. They're like the sweetness of the earth distilled into, like, a little thing.
If you're gonna have sweet things, just eat sweet things.
But I don't want cloyingly sweet all the time.
Okay. But why beets? Just have, I don't know, an apple.
An apple isn't on par with a golden beet. An apple isn't on par with a red beet. They're very different tastes, and the texture is different. I don't want crunchy sweetness.
What the fuck is a golden beet?
You've never had golden beets before?
Never heard of a golden beet. What the fuck is that?
It's just a brighter kind of beet. It's delicious.
Is it? So it's not golden?
No, it is golden.
There's yellow beets?
Yes, there are yellow beets. Okay, listen, the beets aren't the whole point of me trying to sit down and talk, and she's just, like, doing the like, disgruntled person at a diner thing of, like, cutting through with a fork her slice of quiche and, like, angrily, like, trying to, like, munch. She's trying to do a full chomp, but it's a quiche, so it's such a soft texture that it's more like a sink into kind of, like, expression on her face. And I think she realizes how ridiculous she looks after a moment. She's like, that's okay, this is not going to get us anywhere.
Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Okay, I am
Why
sure.
are we doing this? I have homework. I have so much fucking... Do you know how many APs I'm taking? So fucking many.
I am acutely aware. I kind of imagine it's one of those things where she has enough, if not insight, then at least perception to notice probably a backpack full of, like, books or papers or something.
Oh yeah, that backpack is full on back problems.
Yes.
It's like, I'm aware.
You're looking at Kanchana's backpack and you're
locker?
like, you have a locker. And, like, yeah, use the fucking locker.
Yeah, why don't you use your goddamn locker? It's like, I need to be able to look at everything exactly when I want to look at it. And it's like,
maybe I want to cross-reference different classes. You don't know.
Or it may just be that my locker's already full.
That too.
That's even better to think of. But
Kanchana just has too much paper. She is not committed to digital age.
look,
Oh.
Don't worry, I haven't committed to digital age either.
you know what, fair. This
I
is entirely
program
fair.
and I do all my notes on paper.
I would if I had actual paper to write on. Anyways, I
Have
think
thousands of pages of paper.
I did. It's not a good habit.
It's fine. I just use both sides.
Anyways,
Anyway.
that tangent aside, I think she to answer the question, she's like, look, I just wanted to sit down and talk with you for a bit. I'm still unsure as to what, but I just wanted to get a chance to spend time with you. Okay? I know we don't talk, like, really ever. And part of that is part of that is by choice, I'm gonna assume, from both of our ends.
I'm busy. I have things to do.
I know. And I don't want to keep you too long from anything. I just wanted to check in. Blame it on me worrying unnecessarily about everybody sometimes.
What do you need to worry about? It's not like I'm in any danger.
I don't know.
In case you don't remember, it's a little bit harder to hit me than you.
Yeah, but I can take hits better than you can. It's kind of the whole point of things.
Yeah, but it presumes that they can hit me to begin with.
That's fair. But this is... We're talking... this is apples and oranges here in regards to our ability to withstand things. Your whole point is to not withstand anything. My point is to withstand everything.
Kanchana's gonna just continue, like, taking another bite of the cinnamon roll, just absolutely unsure of where to go with this conversation.
Wait, hold up. So with this cloyingly sweet, like, probably icing doused cinnamon roll, Theta's eating it with her with her hands.
Obviously! Why would you eat it without your hands?
Because I don't like having cinnamon sugar icing on my hands for 3 hours.
How do you feel about this, watching your pseudo younger sibling eat this, like, really messy cinnamon roll with their hands?
I've never seen her.
I think she has an involuntary flashback to years back when she was alone and seeing like a couple other folks who were like kind of hungrily looking for stuff like wherever they could, and like when folks found like some sweet like treats, or when like packages came in from shelters where like folks were able to get things. I think she has like one of those tiny flashbacks that, if you imagine this like a comic book strip, it's like there's one panel interruption where a small like little shot of her.
We're doing Inception at this point.
It's basically one of
like,
those moments.
It's like the brain makes that association.
Yeah. And she's like she probably visibly like moves a little bit, like she shudders or something. Probably even noticeable to Kanchana if Kanchana is remotely looking in her direction.
Kanchana just makes a face like, what is going on? What's happening here?
Sorry, I just remembered something, that was all.
Cool. Takes another bite.
Look, I just wanted this just to be a chance just to sit down, chat with you, and see how you were doing. I know that probably that's just going to end in me getting the same response I always get, which is busy, work, other stuff to do.
Yeah.
Maybe just blame it on me wanting to enjoy your company, as odd as it can be on some occasions.
Yes, absolutely.
She actually smiles for the first time in the conversation.
Kanchana's a half smiling throughout all of this. She has a very bad sense of humor. Let's make this clear. It's not a sense of humor somebody should have. It just absolutely exists, however.
Oh. Do you need help with anything right now? I think she hesitates for a moment. She's like, has Althea been treating you well?
Yeah, fine. She's fine.
I heard she's been taking you out on some patrols and such.
Yeah, I asked her to. I wanted to start patrolling.
everything's going okay? Are you handling it all right?
Yeah, fine. I mean, my power's tried and tested for the outdoors.
That is fair. You are probably the best at getting around places whenever you need to.
That's not what Kanchana's thinking of at that moment, but she's not gonna respond.
Mm.
I think she's struggling a bit to try and find a way to like connect it back. To connect actually just in general. It's
And I think that's where that memory fades, with that struggle to connect. And as Minerva sort of blinks twice, we see a shot of her sitting in the exact same booth, but with no one beside her or across from her. We cut to someone else. Fern. It's noon. The same day. What are you doing?
How long ago was the breaking of the news?
I believe it's been 2 days since. Actually, it's been a few days since it's 3 days from the funeral. So
Okay.
it's been about 4 days.
Okay. So, um,
What is Fern up to, and where is he?
even though it's been probably let's see, a day since he got back.
It's been more than a day because your college is in the
Yeah.
in like the next town over. So it's
Yeah.
rather close. So you've been back in
Yeah.
town for at least 2 days.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then this will be like the third day, right?
Fourth day. Fourth day.
Or like
So
back.
third day back. Yes. Time.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Time is a thing.
Time.
It does the timey thing. Um. um.
As I will say, while you've been gone, Rhiannon has been texting you. Uh, they've managed to speak to your professors and have gotten some of the work for you.
Okay.
And they then ask. I mean, I know I've asked this before, but do you want me to be there for, you know?
Um. No, I think I'll be fine.
Are you sure? I mean,
Yeah.
I could drive over.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But well, fine enough. Fine enough to manage.
Well, if you change your mind, I'm a
Okay.
text away. Okay.
Thank you. Um. Fern's kind of just been um walking around, just seeing what's going on in the town, kind of going back towards his old haunts. Um, kind of see
I would like
what's
you
what.
to roll me an investigate check, please.
That's going to be okay. Then some of the core moves. Okay.
If you have any tags that are not related, actually, if you have any tags you want to use, up to 3.
Would the network of friends one be?
Not in this.
Not this one. Okay.
Not in this circumstance. You are currently
gotcha.
alone.
Gotcha. I don't think there's actually any tags that would really help in this.
Okay. So roll for me an investigate check with a power of 0.
Oof, 5.
Okay. So as you're walking, you're sort of like in your own head. I want to ask you then, in this case, how are you feeling about Rhiannon right now?
Just really grateful to have a friend that, like, essentially no questions asked, just there for support, and it's like not really, or someone that's not really trying to get something out of the being the supportive.
Someone
just
whose
like
support is genuine or feels
yeah,
genuine.
yeah, and it's just like really grateful that he's got that friend in Rhiannon. But yeah.
I will say, over the past few days, you've both sort of like been discussing like majors and classwork, since Rhiannon's still at college.
Yeah.
And you have found out that Rhiannon is a journalism major.
Okay.
But as you're sort of like contemplating this friendship and what it feels like, you see a flash, like a flash of like or maybe not even a flash. A bit too late, you hear the clicking of a camera.
He looks over to where he heard the click.
You
Try to
don't
see.
seem to see any cameras.
Then, like, whereabouts?
It is across the street.
Or I was gonna say, like, or whereabouts is the area that he's in right now?
That depends. What district are
like,
you in?
Oh,
Do we want to say that you're also in Umbra Plaza?
yeah, because that's probably about. That's probably about where he would usually be.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah.
If you'd like to try and roll another investigate check, to find the source of the camera, you can do so.
Sure. Aha, 8.
A mild success. Okay. I suppose you don't get any clues because you don't have any power, but you can choose. I'll just give you it. We won't go into the big investigation things for right now. You notice it takes you a little bit. You sort of like search like the cars and whatnot. It seems that a paparazzo is taking pictures of you walking down the street.
Fern immediately dips down a side alley, bolts away, just boom.
Okay.
He's not one for like nope.
Are you trying to hide from this paparazzo?
Probably trying to get as far away as you can before hiding. Just
And with your training, I will say it's an easy enough thing to do. You don't like need to roll all that parkour nonsense. You sort of like you handily escape down an alleyway.
oh yeah, because paparazzos are like more going after people who aren't athletically fit like that. So this one probably comes with the corner just like
And
it's
and
like a
there's and there's
straight,
and you get the
the
vibe
straightest
that
alleyway.
you get the vibe that they probably want more pictures of you. They don't want to suffer potential harassment charges to do so.
I was gonna say it was more like even if the paparazzo comes up to the corner and like looks down the alley, it's like this like the straightest back alley that you've seen, and he's just gone. It's like, yeah, I ain't catching up to that kid,
Right? Where are they feeding kids these days? So as you parkour your ass off, getting away from this paparazzo, you actually find yourself in front of a familiar building. You find yourself in front of the Hollow. Now, to you, Fern, this is little more than a really fancy gym.
Yeah.
Like you know that Althea was making a room for you. It wasn't furnished or anything, but there was like
Didn't need it,
you didn't
or
need it.
didn't need the furnishing.
Yeah, you didn't need the furnishing. You didn't like really need the room. You just kind of came in and like worked out, you know, like worked on like getting your dexterity up and and you do remember that there were some like weird doors with some weird symbols, but that really wasn't.
They didn't bother me. I didn't bother them. Yeah.
Yeah, you really worked out alone a lot.
Yeah.
Do you go inside?
Yeah. I'll go in. Go. Just kind of walk around. Go to my room that I had. Yeah.
So, as you walk up to the door and put in the code, as if this is normal, you walk in and you hear a voice say, "Recognize Fern Clark, CO1." You would have known that Althea set this as your designation for for this gym.
Right. Hey, I'm back.
I need to somehow flip a coin. I will roll 1d2. Okay. You hear a voice that says, "Welcome back, Fern. It's been a bit. How are you?"
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Your room is furnished if you'd like to see it.
Oh. Sure.
And as you're walking, a little, I'll ask you, what color do you associate with Fern?
Um. Oof.
Because I remember in your character trailer, he was wearing some blues, like
Yeah,
some more
like blues
muted
and
color.
grays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's say this navy blue, like line of lights, like along the floor, illuminates to guide you to your room.
Well, that's fancy.
Oh wow! Oh cool.
Okay. Interesting. I Fern follows the trail.
You get to a door that seems to be sort of like a touch scanner, like a handprint scanner.
Boop.
The door opens, and within it is this rather like it's simply furnished. You know, it kind of reminds you of your dorm room
Okay.
back at college. There's no television. There's no like. It seems like there's a nice bed with some nice sheets and some nice pillows, an end table, like a desk for writing, and the walls are this sort of like gray with a navy blue like strip like running along the middle.
Okay. Okay.
It seems whoever furnished this room knew you didn't want anything fancy.
Much. Yeah. Okay. This is nice. This is nice.
There is also a closet full of clothes. And
Okay.
you notice that some of these are the clothes that Althea had purchased for you, but never really fit. Not in size, because they're wonderfully tailored, but they never really
Style.
fit you.
Yeah. He just kind of spends a couple moments just kind of looking at those outfits. Kind of.
Is the room to your liking?
Oh, yeah. It's nice. It's nice.
Good,
Nice
good.
and simple.
She was worried about that.
Yeah, I bet.
Is there any way that I can assist you in this difficult time?
It's, I think I'll be fine. Thank you.
Understood. I hope you have a nice rest of your day, Fern.
Thank you. And then just kind of spends next couple of minutes kind of looking around the room. Just kind of,
Maybe sit on the bed. Like, this is a
yeah.
good freaking bed.
Yeah. Bit nicer than the dorm bed.
Much nicer than the
Still,
dorm bed.
still getting used to the dorm bed, so this is gonna be, whew.
This is gonna throw me way off sync.
Oh yeah.
And as Fern sort of like looks around the room and like gets used to it, we go to Kanchana. You are going to get coffee.
Yeah.
You start to walk the streets of Umbra Plaza. You're refamiliarizing yourself. Cohen's is still there. From what you remember, nothing about Umbra Plaza has really changed. The rest of the city could have changed a lot, but but Umbra Plaza has stayed the same. As you're walking, you see someone familiar walking out of that weird hipster place you used to frequent. You're both a little bit older. Time has passed. But you full out see Minerva. And Minerva, you see Kanchana. And they look at me, and I look at them. And they look at me, and I look at them.
See, I didn't go to that. I went too straight on, like hearing the wah 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 wah, like old Wild
Yep.
West, like standing at a crossroads kind of thing.
Or the prolonged eye contact, prolonged eye contact, prolonged eye contact. You two are
fully
you two are
tempted
across
to-
the street from each other in broad daylight.
She's not going to. Just tempted to. She's like, I could. I don't think it would work that well, but I could.
So, in this moment, what do you two do?
Kanchana's going to do the thing that she thinks she probably has to do because, social niceties, and just start walking towards Minerva, like, hi! Just a really pained hello.
Is it that awkward to see me?
I mean, it's awkward to see anybody most of the time. I haven't been in the city for 3 years. Over 3 years now, so... Oh, no, I mean, I didn't know if you were, Sure, why not? It is.
I think we're old enough to try and get past the boring parts of conversation.
Cool. I'm here for coffee, then. You already got your food?
I can always eat again. I see no issue with this. I'm always hungry.
Cool, let's go get coffee.
Okay, good.
So the two of you walk across the street to Cohen's Cafe. And as you walk, just like, this is fine, sister. This is absolutely not awkward in the slightest.
I was saying, Kanchana's mind to some extent, it's like, okay, I see you, I know you left town, I know I left town, there's only really one reason we're both here, so if I walk away and don't interact with you, then when we go to this fucking funeral, it's gonna be worse.
Be a mess.
It's gonna be a fucking mess, like, you walked away, so Kanchana's like, I guess I gotta tough it fucking out. Just gotta fucking do it.
It's like, crap, I need an adult. Damn, I am the adult.
Damn it. I need
So-
someone else to be responsible. I need someone to be responsible. Crap, I'm someone. Therefore,
I need an adult. You're an adult.
It's a very much a catch-22 situation where both people, like, I could walk away, kind of want to walk away. If I walk away, the other person's going to be petty, even though the other person wanted to walk away as well. So we cannot walk away. We have to interact, and it's a terrible situation.
it's like, why would you do the exact thing that I wanted to do in that same moment? It's like,
Yes!
who gave you the right to do what I wanted to do?
Unless someone takes the plunge, it's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah,
This-
so
this is
we gotta fucking go for it.
This is that if
So-
we both cooperate, we both end up at least at neutral. So we're both in
Yes.
the cafe awkwardly. Like,
So
okay.
as you two walk into Cohen's Cafe, some like some soft '90s rock is sort of playing on the speaker system.
Kanchana's fully blinded.
Allison, the barista that Minerva knows, and Kanchana, you kind of know, like, she kind of started around the same time you were really getting into coffee during high school.
Oh. Oh.
And Allison goes, "Oh, hey, welcome to Cohen's."
Hi. Can I get something that just has enough caffeine to put a horse down?
I think I can arrange that. And
Cool.
for the
Thanks.
audience, Allison is this sort of like bubbly brunette, somewhat pale skin, a bit of like a straight bang, as the rest of her hair is in this messy bun. Her name tag, shiny as ever, says Allison, and she's got like this very like bright smile.
Kanchana looks like she belongs in the 90s grunge. everything about her.
And what can I get for you, Minerva? The same, or?
Make it slightly stronger than usual. This,
Okay.
she's like darting her eyes back and forth between Allison and Kanchana. She's like, yeah, it's one of those days.
Kanchana just turns to look at Minerva like, what?
I kind of understand that. I got a new roommate recently, and it's a little. It's interesting. A lot of late nights. They're fun, but it's a lot of late nights.
Cool, how much is that? Like, how much does it cost? Coffee.
She gives you the price. It's not that bad.
Yeah, Kanchana will add on a scone and then just pay for all of it.
Is this gonna show the testament of the two players both being people of color by us fighting over who pays for the check?
Ooh. Let's not do that. That's too real. So,
You've
the
never
only
seen somebody fighting for a check until you've seen a 90-something-year-old woman shove money down a woman's bra.
Oh.
My mother drinks viper alcohol in order to get clearance to pay for the meal. So we're pretty on par, I think. And with that,
the only it's kind of packed in here. Most of the tables are taken, but the only thing available is a corner booth.
We'll
Like
take
sort
it.
of somewhat in the back and somewhat somewhat secluded, so you could have like a full conversation without too many prying ears.
Oh, lovely.
So you get your coffees, you move to sit down. Kanchana, you have your scone, and
so I'm guessing you're here for the same reason I am.
Yeah. I have not been. I try to avoid New Halcyon, honestly.
I've been coming back for the past bit of time.
Oh. What for?
Mostly to talk to her.
Ah. Cool. Cool. I have a question for you. Did she fucking hack your phone as well?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. God fucking damn it.
You didn't think we were going to be able to leave
to
this.
deal with that.
You didn't think we were going to be able to leave this easily, did you?
Oh, I left this.
So did I, and I came back.
Yeah, I don't plan on coming back. I'm here out of obligation. My dad was like, you should go, and, asked me to, so here I am. Takes a very large sip from the coffee, because once more does not have the energy to deal with the hacking phone bit.
oh, it's got at least 3 shots of espresso in there.
Beautiful.
At the very least, and Minerva,
slightly more awake.
yours has 2, as opposed to your normal 1.
Yeah, she's slightly more jittery than usual, and I think part of her nervous tick normally is to like give an occasional like I'm gonna describe it as like almost puppy dog eye look towards Allison. That's just how she is whenever she's in Cohen's and she gets to see Allison. It's that like pining, very obvious gay pining, but not acting on it vibe.
Kanchana, you can see that Allison is pretending not to notice.
I could tell that it was going to happen, I think, while we were in line. When
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Minerva!
It's full on gay pine
Oh,
hours.
that's what this is.
Are we in Appalachia? Because we're in the pines.
God damn it.
Anyway.
I think carrying on, she's like, she wasn't always best about boundaries.
No. very much not. Though we had established some pretty good boundaries in terms of her just not talking to me, but here we are.
Yeah. I
I
ended up
didn't even
reaching
know how
out.
she had fucking got a hold of my phone. Like, I changed phones. I changed my fucking phone.
I don't feel like that would have been that much of a deterrent.
And
I would
as
hope
you
that it
both
would.
are
I was in a different country.
talking, as you both are talking about this, both of you roll for me an investigate check, please.
Okay.
If you have any power tags you'd like to use.
I don't think I really do have any power tags that would even apply. I have my, like, thing about information, but I don't think that really...
Okay.
The only thing would be adjusting light conditions, which I don't know if that would be appropriate in this context.
I don't think it would be.
Yeah, so I think it's just investigate with no power added onto it.
I rolled really
Okay,
well,
feel free to
though.
roll it. You did.
Did mine come through? No, mine double clicked, but neither of them were correct.
Both
Neither of them
both
were
of them
hit.
came,
Both of
both of them
them
came
were bad.
through. Minerva, you're sort of like, how it wouldn't have been a deterrent, but how would she have gotten hold of Kanchana's phone? And Kanchana, something clicks within you.
Hmm.
You saw the symbol of an owl,
Yeah.
but thinking back on it, it wasn't Althea's symbol of an owl. It was just a symbol of an owl.
Like a general fucking owl, like somebody copy-pasted an owl from Google Images?
Sort of like the head of an owl.
Hmm.
And you remember the AI that was overseeing the Hollow, Noctua.
Oh. Nocturnal okay.
Maybe that's how.
The nosy fucking AI. God damn it. We really need to install an ethics component in that AI. We really need to install one. I don't think it has one, and it's really fucking disturbing. That thing could fucking Skynet us all. I don't like that.
I mean, considering how most programmers act without really that much sense of ethics, I don't think the programming would turn out that much better.
Might be worth it, or at least give it some information on, like, ethics books. We could get it to read Hegel or whatever the shit. Has it read Hegel? I mean, it's an AI, it has access to all the internet. I suppose it technically has read Hegel.
Yeah, it has access to all the internet. That probably has made it worse in the long run.
We really need to get it some ethics.
The two of you aren't that far from the Hollow. You could walk. Nip this in the bud.
Kanchana won't bring it up herself. I don't think she wants to go to the Hollow, but I think she does want to address this. If that makes sense. She's like, I want to avoid that place. Like, it's...
And I think that vibe is very clear to you, Minerva.
How much of this don't you want to talk about?
How much of what? There's lots of thises.
I think she holds out her hand, and it's not always apparent because she's learned to hide it over time, but she has telltale signs of her abilities with these kinds of bruise marks that are on her body and on her hands and arms especially, that look like feather shapes, and just sort of like shows them to Kanchana. Well, all of this.
Kanchana's just gonna kind of look at it silently for a few moments. I think there's a disconnect. I think she doesn't want to. I think she is somewhat compelled to. Is the thing. A kind of, this is something that probably should be addressed. I know that. I don't want to address it at the same time.
So, assuming you don't want to talk about this, I'm guessing asking how controlling your powers has gone is a bit of an off-limits question.
It's fine.
That is a question, though.
Yeah?
For Kanchana. Has Kanchana been using her power or their powers at college?
They avoid it, I think, a lot, because their powers, in a very specific way, if they were to use them, they're utilitarian. They're a very useful set of powers, but at the same time using them to do certain things, like to get from places faster, that would be obvious.
It's a bit too visible.
It's not even that it's too visible. It's like, oh, yeah, you got here faster than you should have been able to.
People would have started asking questions.
Yeah. So I don't think she uses them a lot. I mean, she drove here even. So I don't think she really uses them. So, like, one of her powers is a little bit would make people ask questions, and the other one isn't that useful outside of, like, certain scenarios.
As a point of posterity, you mentioned that Kanchana went to school over in another country.
Yes.
Would that country be Canada?
Canada? I imagine she maybe went to Canada or the UK because she did major in literature.
Okay, so
probably
because in your trailer we did mention that she drove to New Halcyon City.
Her grad school's in the US. No, her grad school's in the US. She went to
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. No worries. We're keeping this in. Thank you. Grad schools, for those who had questions, the grad schools in the United States.
Grad schools in the US, she just went to undergrad somewhere else. That's why it's only been like 4 years and she's a grad student.
Gotcha.
But no, yeah, she doesn't really use her powers much. She's gonna kind of shrug and go, it's been fine. One of them's easy enough to not show off, and the other one, well, people don't tend to notice it. Or at least they don't want to, so that's good enough for me. What about you?
I've been putting them to use wherever I can. It's a little bit more difficult to do something subtle with what I have at my disposal. Keeping people warm, though, is always possible if you try hard enough and are creative enough with your abilities, so.
Well, a little bit harder to keep people warm with mine. Do you want to talk about this? Because we can if you do.
My concern as it's always been has been everybody else. Because I have to. But also, you genuinely don't seem like you want to talk about this. I don't want to push you to talk about it because I don't want to repeat elements that she did to us and making us be involved with something when we weren't necessarily ready for it. But considering she just died, I think it's also kind of a lot to expect from us to not talk about it at all. And it's even harder to expect that from ourselves.
Then let's talk about it. We probably shouldn't do that here, though. Don't know
Agreed.
about you, But as nice as this place is, it's a little bit public.
Agreed.
Where to then? We could go back to my dad's house. We could go to wherever you're staying. We could go. Just
Is Kanchana avoiding saying the phrase "the hollow"? Is like trying not to say
kinda,
it.
yeah. Just a.
You know, that one place, that place over there.
That place over there that's close by that we could just avoid. That's perfectly fine.
You know, it's probably going to be better if we just go and deal with it directly, right?
I'm here for the funeral, not much else.
I don't think, considering the whole invasive AI component, this is something we're getting out of very easily. And I also find it hard to believe that we're going to get out of it by just dancing around the whole spot where it's likely originating from.
Okay, let's go there then. Let's go before I fucking lose it. I'm bringing this coffee. Maybe we can get another one so that I can wake up a little bit more and be ready for this conversation.
Yes. This time, almost out of like spite and like protective older sibling pettiness, she goes ahead of Kanchana. She pays for the coffee for them, and also like asks Allison to like add in like a cinnamon roll treat from there. That's obviously not as good as like maybe it used to be. That might be one of those like peace offering kind of things of like, this is not going to be fun. Here, let's have you properly sugared and caffeinated for this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny begins to look slightly more awake.
Slightly.
I made these fresh. Here you go.
Thanks.
It was good seeing you, Minerva.
It's always a pleasure to see you, sweetheart. I mean, Allison.
Kanchana's just looking fascinated at this conversation, like, oh.
Allison, instead of looking embarrassed, is just like, oh. But not in that, like, oh. It's more so, we're doing this.
It's like, I'm intrigued. First you add my interest, now you have my attention kind of reaction.
Pretty much. Well, dear, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Wow.
It's like 180-degree turn, like pivot immediately, and it's just like, all right, Kanchana, we need to get going.
By the way, her phone number is Minerva's phone number.
Like I think that's a nice transition, but also I imagine it's one of those like, there's almost like a glimpse back to earlier moments of us being younger in that dynamic, of me like going in and like trying to pull Kanchana like out of the diner. It's like,
call her.
And as you pull Kanchana out of the cafe, Kanchana, you end up bumping into a young individual, hood down, long black hair, very visibly goth. For the audience, it is the individual that we saw at the beginning, in the beginning vignette. And just for a moment, you see shadows follow them. In fact, where their shadow should be, it is not there. Sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, sorry.
What's your name?
Rowan.
Rowan.
What's yours?
Kanchana. Have we met?
Not before today.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
You too.
And Rowan just sort of like, not scurries, but like just sort of like quickly walks into the coffee shop.
I think before they can fully scurry off, Kanchana is going to maybe slightly use her powers to reinstate the shadow.
Okay.
Where there should be
All
one.
right.
And see if
Okay.
that works.
Ooh.
Just as a kind of
All right.
attempt at kindness, I think.
I would like you to take the risk.
Okay. And I get to add a power to this, correct?
You do.
Because this is exactly within my abilities. Take a risk. Okay.
That is a mild success. So, on a 7 to 8, things get messy. The MC will offer you a hard bargain or an ugly choice.
Okay. What
So
are my choices?
as you try to reinstate the shadow, you hear this very cold, very sinister's not the word for it. You notice that Rowan reacts. And in that moment, it's as if Minerva can't see this. Your eyes meet in that moment, and you swear you see Rowan's lips moving.
Mm-hmm.
You hear in your mind, "Tell him what does he?"
Tell me what the fuck does that mean?
And as you're trying to question it, your choice is either try to force it, and you have no idea what that will do or how visible that is, or leave it alone, but know that your own shadow has changed slightly.
Can I see how it's changed?
Where there was just you, like your reflected shadow. Ooh, okay. How do I want to word this? Oh, this is fun. How do I want to word this? Your shadow, as you sort of look, it seems to react to your movement a half second later.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are paying attention would notice.
Mm-hmm.
You would know.
Yeah, I would know.
Mm-hmm. No one has ever done this to you before.
Well, that's fucking rude.
So either push the issue or leave it be.
Kanchana will leave it be and take this slightly out of time shadow. And probably poke at it a little bit later, like, is this my shadow? Is this something else?
And as time seems to resume for the both of you, Rowan puts up their hood and walks in.
They really should remember to bring their shadow with them. Bad form.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. How much do you want? I'll tell you as we walk along. Let's go.
Okay. Just sort of like, I think by reflex, just especially because Kanchana, they mentioned shadows, is just like slightly altering, like especially if there's like street lights going that are lighting the path in any way, if we're getting closer to like dusk sort of hours, she's just making sure they're slightly brighter than usual. She's just like, all right, shadows are where I don't do well in. This is gonna avoid this being a thing for me.
Kanchana I think Kanchana maybe notices this and just goes, really? Really?
And Minerva's like, nope.
Nope, get out of there.
So as you two walk to the hollow, you notice the same familiar building hidden along all the other buildings in Umbra Plaza. You see the same data pad waiting for a code.
Let's go. Kanchana plugs in old.
Same.
Only one of you have to plug in the code.
Oh, okay. I'll let Minerva do it.
And as you walk in, Fern, are you still at the hollow? That was a big nod. That was a big nod for the audience. So, Fern, in your room, you hear...
Oh, I actually put a message in the chat thing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're training. Okay.
Yup.
So
Yep.
you're on the main, so you're sort of
Yeah,
in the main
he only
area.
spent like a couple minutes in his room, just kind of looking over him. It's like,
Cool.
I'm gonna go train.
I got nothing better to do. So as you
Yeah.
are training, you hear the words, recognize Minerva H01. Recognize Kanchana H03. Welcome back.
Hello?
Hi, we
Minerva
need to have a
and Kanchana,
discussion. Where should we fucking have this thing?
You hear an unfamiliar hello. And as you two walk into the main area, you see... Fern, could you describe what your character looks like?
I gotta remember what exactly he looked like. Shit. Hold on. Where?
I believe we settled on kind of lanky, around 6 foot.
Yeah,
Sort of
lanky
suntan
foot.
skin.
Yeah, just from his time spent outdoors. Got like athleisure wear on. So like jo- like gray joggers, little gray
Tank top?
he's not much of a tank top guy.
So just a
Uh, Yeah, like a
Not
great
much of a
like
tank top guy. So like a gray t-shirt, like just a gray basic t-shirt.
yeah. Kind of shaggy hair. It's just kind of like in the training hall, and it's got like all kinds of like obstacles all around.
You two would recognize this as a free running course. Angela, could you describe what Minerva looks like? I love how we're getting into looks an hour in.
You're doing great!
But I think it works for this moment.
Yeah.
Well, because it's definitely one of unfamiliarity, because we are like we've changed a fair bit from how we used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me think this over. I think I had her very much in the like business femme kind of.
Yes, you did, and
like
I cackled.
range.
Yes.
Yeah, very very casual. Because I had she's inspired by another character who I was a mask character that I was using, kind of like casual blouses and tops, but with I think occasionally some days wearing more slacks, whereas other days she's wearing just more like camisoles and things. Oh, well, not camisoles. Other words for tops and blouses that I am lacking at the moment. But she always has a very consistent color pattern. She doesn't always get why she has it, but it's always red, orange, and yellow. Or like
accompanied with black, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was like the overall. Like the tops would always be some variation of different hues of reds, oranges, and yellows, and like black slacks, or the top would be black, but then the bottom would be like a skirt, like usually like very pencil skirt-ish with like an almost flame-like pattern, or she would have like a V-collar like button-up shirt, but like the section where the actual buttons are would have a kind of like flame pattern like going up. God, she has a very like I'm just remembering a whole bunch of 90s graphic tees.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like a flame embroidery. It's very subtle. It's mature than the Guy Fieri.
I was thinking I was gonna say, I was thinking, like, you know how in a lot of Central and South America they have just that beautifully done embroidery?
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
in, like,
I know what you're.
Colombia? That's the sort of stuff I was thinking of.
Yeah, she did. That's a good way of putting it.
Hell yeah.
So she has a lot of like that kind of wear, and I also put her fairly tall. I think I put her at around like 6'2", 6'3", because none of my gals are short. This will never be a thing. I will never play
Fantastic.
short. All of my women are tall.
Ironically, I play a lot of short characters.
A tall lady, and I believe there was a business Bob, like
Yeah, very
the
very
bisexual
big,
Bob.
the bisexual Bob, like full on typical stereotypical bisexual Bob, but no bangs. No bangs. I already did that one time, but didn't work for me.
Oh,
Never again. But
So-
yeah, that's her outfit.
Okay, Theta, could you describe what Kanchana looks like?
Kanchana, I think Kanchana is, like, definitely shorter than both of them. She's only about 5'8", like 5'9". So, respectable height, just not, like, 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
And she's just kind of very, like, evenly built, I guess is a good way to put it. Like, very, like, not lanky, not anything really. It's just like, you look...
Not lanky, not stout, just
You look...
Very even.
average.
The word that comes to mind is just proportional. She looks wildly proportional.
Okay.
Yeah. Her hair is this kind of... It's definitely bleached. It's this orange color with these black roots showing. Her skin is, like, slightly darker than normal. And she wears, like, just clean, normally colored, like, dark jeans, a pair of, I think, probably either, like, kind of Oxford, like, Doc Martens or just regular boot Doc Martens, a never-ending collection of graphic tees, and a equally never-ending collection of flannels just thrown on top of these graphic tees. It's made for weather that's, like, temperate even. When it gets cold, she layers on more, but this is, like, their normal wear. No earrings, no makeup, just, like, very normal, tired graduate college student in every way possible. And their hair is pulled back into, like, a mid-height ponytail. And it's kind of long. It, like, goes back, it goes below their back despite the fact that it's in a ponytail.
So the three of you look at each other. Fern, you've never seen these people in your entire life. Minerva and Kanchana, you don't know who this man's is.
Who the fuck are you? Why are you here?
Whose man's is this? Whose child is this?
Why is there, like, why is there, 19-year-old? Where did this teenager fucking come from?
Whose kids is this?
It's like,
You here to use the gym as well?
No.
no.
Why? What? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. Who the fuck are you?
On the next episode of Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game.
My name is Fern.
Why are you here? That doesn't actually tell me anything.
I should have seen it.
How long have you been around?
I don't know.
I had a mother. I adored my mother. Althea was not my mother.
Fern, I think you have a choice to make in this moment. Do you give up the goat? Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of New Halcyon, a City of Mist game. This episode was emceed, produced, and edited by Caleb Wade. The players involved in this episode were Angela Moravejo, Theta Chun, and The Real Ash Gamer. Links to where you can find our cast will be in the description below. The programs used in the making of this episode were Riverside.fm and Audacity, with sound effects and music from Epidemic Sound. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and leave a review on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, or wherever you find fine podcasts. Keep your head on a swivel for the next episode, and have a wonderful evening.